The day you are born and the day you discover why are the two most significant days in your life. My creations flow like water. Everyone consumes water, but the great master's creations are like wine. Man is the only animal who is harsh to other creatures. The only other person who intentionally causes pain is him. At the conclusion of the work week, when God was worn out, man was created. Read health texts with caution. A typo might kill you. The highest achievement of God was discovered by man. Never engage in debate with bozos. They'll bring you to their level before beating you with their experience. You need not remember anything if you say the truth. Instead of being thrown in the face like a wet towel, the truth must be served like a coat. Man is not his surroundings. Circumstances make him. The typical person is a perverted creature that, when not being perverse, likes to play practical jokes. Let's live such that even the funeral home will regret our deaths when the time comes. Every person, like a moon, has a dark side that they never reveal to anyone. Man is made, not clothed. People who aren't clothed have little to no societal impact. The overdefined ones are the only folks who are quite as full. A starving dog won't bite you if you pick him up and give him food. The main distinction between a dog and a man is this. Some people assert that there is no distinction between man and the jackass. The human race is what it is. Most of the time, it seems so unfortunate that no one didn't miss the boat. Avoid those who would try to diminish your goals, as well as carry out that. However, the truly great inspire you to believe that you too can achieve greatness. Man will go to great lengths to win his own affection. He will go to any lengths to gain admiration. The only thing wrinkles should do is show where the smiles have been. The main benefit that Adam and Eve enjoyed was that they did not experience teething. Without clothing, certain cultured women would lose all of their charm, while others would just lose half of it. A gorgeous woman's true beauty is frequently only shown after getting to know her well. There is only one healthy sex, and that is female. The ordinary man is difficult to persuade of anything, and possibly nothing will ever convince him that he is inferior than the average woman. Up until complete equality between men and women is achieved, no civilization can be ideal. There is something to respect, something to adore, and something to love in any kind of woman. We shower children with things, but we reluctantly offer them the most valuable gift of all, our personal connection, which means so much to them. A baby is both an enormous blessing and a hassle. After all these years, I now realize that my first assumptions about Eve were incorrect. Living outside the garden with her is preferable to staying inside without her. Use your emotions, not your head, as your bait when looking for love. Your heart cannot be used to reason. It has its own rules and makes judgments on things that the intellect would reject. No man or woman truly understands what ideal love is until they have been married for 25 years. Do the right thing, and you'll stand out. A man shouldn't be morally bankrupt. It is preferable to have subpar morals than none at all. If you do good, you will live alone. A broken promise is preferable to none at all. Even though I'm old and have experienced numerous problems, the most of them never materialized. Instead of being fearless, courage is the ability to face fear head-on and overcome it. Kindness is a language that both the blind and the deaf can understand. You only need confidence and stupidity to get by in this world. Then achievement is assured. Man without reading ability has no advantage over man without reading ability. The fragrance that the crushed violet sheds on the heel is forgiveness. When the sun is shining, a banker will give you his umbrella, but the moment it starts to rain, he will demand it back. The dread of life leads to the fear of death. A man who lives completely is always ready to pass away. You need someone to share your delight with in order to get its full benefits. Anger is like an acid that can be more harmful to the container it is stored in than the object it is poured onto. Virtue has never enjoyed the same level of esteem as money. Few things are more difficult to tolerate than the irritation of a good example. Nothing needs to be changed more than other people's habits. Men can have worse habits and not have any. If we do things well and work hard, we can win the favor of others, but our own approval is priceless and impossible to obtain. When your parents are there, always obey them. Long term, this is the best course of action because if you don't, they will force you to. The only truly effective weapon available to humans is laughter. My father was so stupid when I was a boy of 14 that I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I turned 21 and realized how much the elderly man had learned in just 7 years, I was astounded. When there is a potential that a sin will be exposed, it becomes a real terrorist act. Things gain popularity when they are outlawed more frequently. It only takes making something challenging to obtain for a guy or boy to develop desire for it. On our deathbeds, we will regret only two things: the lack of love in our lives and the lack of travel. Always be honest when you make a mistake. This will catch the authorities off surprise and allow you the chance to decide. More room is occupied by the conscience than by the entire individual. Sides in S. There are many effective defenses against temptations, but cowardice is the most reliable. Courage is the ability to face fear head-on and control it, not the absence of fear. Nothing worse will happen to you for the rest of the day if you hit a live frog first thing in the morning. Do not debate a fool. Observers might not be able to distinguish between the two. Morally brave men are not available in sufficient numbers. We have run out of moral bravery. Being brave means believing that you are brave. It is preferable to earn awards than to get them despite not being deserving of them. When someone treats us disrespectfully, we become really angry. No man, however, has much respect for himself in his heart. Pride in oneself is not worth it. Something is constantly waiting to take the wind out of it. We can all easily learn to overcome challenges if we try. Man will go to great lengths to win his own affection. He will go to any lengths to gain admiration. Our most valuable asset, what there is of it, is the bond of brotherhood that unites all humankind. I had trouble remembering things when I was younger, whether they had actually occurred or not. However, my mental abilities are already failing, and soon I'll only be able to recall things that never happened. We all have to break apart in this way, albeit it is sad to do so. Nothing is proven by noise. Of course, a hen that has just laid an egg frequently cackles as if she had just laid an asteroid. Never has a human soul been set free, or a chain ever broken by loyalty to petrified opinions. There is no character, no matter how good and fine, that cannot be ruined by ridicule, no matter how crude and stupid. Not joy but sadness is the true wellspring of humor. Chastity, it can be overused. When clothing was invented, modesty died. The finest of the lost arts is honesty. Each race defines what is impure for itself. Indecencies are unknown to nature. They are made by man. Count to 4 when furious. Swear when extremely irritated. Before we can even speak, we start cursing. In certain difficult, pressing, and dire situations, cursing offers a solace that even prayer cannot. While a delight can be taken care of by itself in times of grief, it must be shared in order to be fully appreciated. Always have loyalty to your country, and show it to your government when it is due. If you must, dress carelessly, but maintain a clean soul. The best defense against principle is prosperity. The fact that so many people have held this belief is one indication that the soul is immortal. They have also held the idea that the earth is flat. I won't stay in heaven if I can't swear there. Nothing is more depressing to see than a youthful pessimist. Being aware of one's own father and expressing unqualified approval for him are traits of a wise child. The pessimist before the age of 48 is too knowledgeable. He lacks sufficient knowledge to be an optimist, if he is one. A man can be an ass without being an optimist at $0, but an optimist cannot be an ass. Purchase land, they are no longer being made. Pessimist, the unreachable optimist. Up until the concept is successful, the individual who has it is a crank. If a man puts a vibrantly colored flower in his buttonhole, he can age several years younger, regardless of his actual age. Up to the age of 40, our behaviors are permanent. Beyond that, they start to solidify. They currently petrify. Business then starts. We should take care to simply extract the wisdom that is included in an experience and leave it at that. We owe Adam, the first great benefactor of our race, a profound obligation of gratitude, as everybody who has lived long enough to experience life is aware. Death entered the world thanks to him. The cause of all evil is a lack of money. Tell the truth when in doubt. All ask, how difficult is it that we must pass away? People who have had to live have a peculiar complaint to make. The most valuable thing we have is the truth. Let's make some savings. The world's easiest task is to stop smoking. I am aware since I have performed it countless times. In front of the ladies, no real gentleman will speak the truth. When there is money involved, honesty is the best policy. Even when telling the truth, some people lie. I lie while telling the truth. You develop true morality through both the fire of experience and the commission of crime. I was never able to tell a falsehood that people wouldn't question or a truth that people would accept. In politics, a sincere person will stand out more than in other settings. You know you're getting older when people start complimenting you on how young you look. While the truth is putting its shoes on, a lie can fly halfway across the globe. The fact that a cat only has 9 lives is one of the obvious distinctions between a cat and a lie. It's easy to kill a lie. A well-told lie is fatal. Do something you don't want to do every day. This is the cardinal rule for developing the habit of performing your duties painlessly. Only one of the 869 possible ways to lie has been explicitly prohibited. You must not give a misleading account about your neighbor. Hawthorne, George Eliot, and those individuals are all disgusting to me. They basically wear me out because I can see where they are 100 years before they do. Eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not are the only ways to maintain your health. I make it a point to never puff on more than 1 cigar at once. The true comfort of life is found in the small conveniences. I had a peculiarly attractive appearance 24 years ago. Through the chasms in time, you can still see the remnants of it. Man's only true happiness comes from work. The supremest joy in life is the use of an amazing gift. Never postpone something that can be put off until the day after tomorrow. There are people who are capable of doing great and heroic deeds, but they choose not to share their joy with those who are miserable. Nothing can withstand the assault of laughter. A new joke cannot possibly exist. Redheads with higher social status typically have auburn hair. Exaggerating the virtues of the deceased is human. Up until the new idea is successful, the inventor is a crank. It thunders well. Although thunder is impressive, Lightning actually performs the work. I enjoy a well-told story. I sometimes have to tell them myself because of this. Unexpected wealth is a joy. When you expect more, the same amount is a source of bitterness.